Ron Paul.
Ron Paul.
Ron Paul.
Ron Paul
is the one we've been looking for.
I'm Ron Paul, and I approve this message.
You are now listening to the Ron Paul Radio Network at ronpaulradio.com.
Cannot be stopped by any army or any government.
What's going on, everybody? We're back here at Occupy the Media. Before the break, I was talking about just, my little criticism of Ron Paul, if I had any, just about how the media disrespects him, and I just felt sometimes he was just, being a little too soft with it, and we were talking about the campaign and how some Ron Paul supporters are upset with how the campaign is ran and how it was ran 4 years ago. But I was saying, I started thinking that maybe there's a strategy why Ron Paul was just letting them basically spit in his face on TV. They continue to do it. They continue to lie to him right in front of him about his campaign. And I started thinking that, maybe Ron Paul knows exactly what he's doing. Maybe he's telling himself, I'm going to be the example. I'm going to keep my gentleman status, answer the questions, tell the truth. But because I'm not going to come back, I'm not going to, wild out, so to speak, it's going to show the American people just how corrupt they are. And by him being so nice and being so kind and just continuously being himself, it's letting you see how much evil there is out there when it comes to the media and how they disrespect him. And I think what that's doing is by him being that, putting himself out there, it's allowing there to be so many examples of the media, turning on a candidate that's really for the people. So in essence, it's like by Ron Paul, being so kind and nice and just keeping his tone the same, keeping the same composure, it's almost like it's getting him more supporters, because the more and more they keep attacking him, the more and more he's going to grow. The more and more they keep playing him, the more and more they keep lying about him, being unfair, it's just going to build up more momentum. So in my mind, I just feel like Ron Paul's telling all of us, directly and indirectly, you need to get up. You need to get up. You need to do phone from home. You need to go get the media. You need to protest. You need to let your voice be heard. And, so that's what we're doing. That's what I'm here doing today. And when it comes to the campaign, I just tell Ron Paul supporters out there like this. We support Ron Paul because we know there's a lot of things going on that shouldn't be going on. And on top of that, there's a lot of things going on that we don't know about. So we don't know everybody who's around Ron Paul. We don't know everybody that works for the campaign, who they're involved with, what their agenda is. We don't know. All we can say is that we got the right message. We got the heart of America, I think, because we truly care about America. And so we just got to keep pushing, and we just got to keep the grassroots alive. Regardless of what's going on with the campaign, regardless of what you think, even if you're upset, we see Ron Paul still pushing. Ron Paul tells us to watch the vote, tells us about the delegates. So obviously he's in it to win it. Other than that, we can't speak towards the campaign. I don't know Jesse Benton personally, haven't done much research on him, don't know if he has another agenda, but I do know there are some fishy things going on the last 4 years. But regardless, I need Ron Paul to be president, so I got to stay focused, and we just got to keep pushing, and we got to keep going, even if we were losing people, even if we were losing crowds, which we're not, but even if we were, I'm going to keep pushing. Now, one thing I want to do on this show is really get involved with the delegate situation, with the delegates in the states that are coming up, and I was doing some research last night, and we have Louisiana, which is coming up real soon. Their primary was on March 24th, but the real thing that really counts is the district caucuses, which is Saturday, April 28th. Again, if you're in Louisiana and you're affiliated with the Republican Party as of December 15th, 2011, you are eligible to participate. You need to get out there again Saturday, April 28th, Louisiana. It's from 8:30 a.m. until noon. And you can go to lagop.com to get some more information, or you can call me. I have a list right here of all 30 locations and the address of where it's going to be. Again, that's on April 28th, so it's very, very important. I know the campaign phone bank is calling Louisiana. I was calling them yesterday, so we'll probably be calling again today. And if you have any other questions as well, it has here you can reach Director Scott Wilfong at 225-272-2525. And then the state convention for Louisiana will be on June 2nd, 2012. Now, a coming up probably after the next break, we will jump into the interview with the Watch the Vote 2012. I have Kelly with me. But in the meantime, we'll just keep going here. Want to jump back into Occupy the Media and what we were talking about yesterday. I was discussing how, in my view, the media is public enemy number one. And we have so many people in our movement that are upset, with the TSA, upset with the Federal Reserve, the IRS. I mean, you name it, go down the list. So many things we're upset with. And for me personally, my number one issue is the media. But one thing that was really big to me was the war. So, being anti-war for me is just a big thing. But, we just got to keep pushing. We got to keep pushing, because what I'm saying is that it's not our job to have to go and occupy all these banks and Federal Reserves and IRS and all these things that are going on. If we had a media that did their job, they would occupy it. They would report real journalism. We could get the truth sitting at home instead of being all over the internet, doing all these rallies, donating money, doing all types of things that is good and is beautiful. But at the same time, we shouldn't have to do this. We should live in a free country where all we should have to do is place our vote and our voices will be heard. Unfortunately, it isn't. So what I'm telling everyone is we have to occupy the media, literally occupy, show up at their studios where the cameras are at. And we have to get them to occupy everyone else. If we can, if we all can come together and say, hey, we share the same interests. Some of us are more on the TSA or more on the voting situation or more on the delegates, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, the biggest enemy, the biggest fence that we have towards freedom is the media. And we have to occupy them and get them to go do the jobs that we've been doing. So that way we can change the perception. Like I said, I have a little saying, those that run the laws run the media. If you change the media, you change the perception, and they self-destruct. And that's what we need them to do. We need them to self-destruct. We need to start getting some of these people off the air. Some of these talk show hosts fired for some of the things they said about Ron Paul. And not even just Ron Paul. I mean, we can go through many subject matters, many topics, all types of things, especially with Bill O'Reilly. But I mean, we need to start calling for some of them to be fired. We need to we need to make our demands. We need to show up. I'm trying to start Occupy CNN, because CNN only has 4 locations, located in Atlanta, located in D.C., located in New York, and located out here where I'm at in Los Angeles. And, so those are big areas. We got a lot of Ron Paul supporters in each one of those cities. So I feel like, that's what we have to do. And we can start at CNN. They only have 4 locations. If you go to my Facebook, Paco Elijah, and friend me, I can send you your nearest location. We have a page for every owned and operated MSNBC, Fox station, CNN station, you name it, CNBC, NPR. Again, these are the people that are making it so hard for us more than anything. Because remember, we're telling the truth. We're talking common sense. But the problem is when we talk to the American people, they're brainwashed. They have everything they've been told on the TV, the entertainment, the radio, whatever it may be. That's all. They only know what they listen to over and over and over again. And what do we choose to listen to over and over again? The truth. That's why we know the truth, because we continue to listen to it. We continue to play it over and over again. Looks like we'll be coming up here to a break, and we'll be jumping into the interview when I get back. Again, you're listening to Occupy the Media.
Mr. President, restore the Constitution. Ron Paul, American Revolution.
But I wouldn't wait for my generals. I'm the commander-in-chief. I make the decision.
One is a serial hypocrite who lobbied for Freddie Mac before the housing crisis and for the individual mandate before Obamacare. Another, a counterfeit conservative who opposes right to work, massively increased spending, and funded Planned Parenthood. Finally, a flip-flopper who's been on all sides, supported TARP bailouts, and provided the blueprint for Obamacare. 3 men, 1 vision, more big government, more mandates, less freedom. One man stands apart, ready to deliver real change, voting against every tax increase and every unbalanced budget every time. A real plan to cut $1 trillion year 1 and to balance the budget in 3. Pro-life, pro-right to work,